Going on, guys? Dylan here. Today we'll be going over a ticker symbol analysis on the ticker symbol HIMS, guys. We are seeing a massive surge in stock price leading into accumulation phase. This is the spot where investors and traders are wondering, do we get the breakout to these upper $70 levels, or is this just a very elaborate trap for the bulls to move lower, guys? With that being said, we'll remain 0% biased throughout today's video. We're going to jump to a couple of different time frames using technical analysis to get a price prediction, levels to watch, and much more, guys. Let's get straight into the video. On the weekly chart, guys, we're looking at a very interesting and simple image on the HIMS weekly. You're seeing stock price hold this ascending support line, being very disciplined, having this massive surge to these upper levels, sinking beneath, getting that perfect bounce on this previous support level, used resistance in the past. We draw that up, perfectly coinciding with this blue, now turned blue, ascending support, which is what we like to call, guys, a double padded support area, being where two meet each other, and it's a very good risk reward setup for the buyers. You get the nice big bounce, guys, leading with a lot of strength, obviously reapproaching these highs. So really is as simple as that, guys. A couple of signs we see right away is that when we were previously at these levels, obviously it didn't last long, guys. We were only here for 1-2 weeks. If we flip to the daily, we can get a better perspective of quite how long that was. 1, 2, 3, 4 days before gapping down. So, look, centering back to the weekly, guys, we really weren't able to hold this area too long at all. Immediately when we got there, we got squashed, right? So we'll see stock price obviously come right back up, right? Have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 week very patient consolidation. It's a lot more bullish strength, guys. When you see stock price consolidate under a major level, obviously if you break to the downside, it is clear downside to come, right? It doesn't take the rock scientists to tell you, but it does flip inverse, guys. It definitely is a bullish sign, being that obviously the buyers are in control, being these massive bars of liquidity shooting up the initial movement. And it really is as simple as that, guys. We're seeing a bullish confluence in this area. And, one more sign to show that this is some strong price action, guys, is looking at the volume profile. Some pretty sizable measurements in volume, when in the past, we had decent volume in this area, but it ultimately did flip red completely. And, this big bar of volume we had here pretty much doubled that. So seeing some big, nice signs on the weekly that we potentially could, lead up to the higher. So if you had to pick, just looking on the weekly, guys, who are moving up higher to break these, $70 levels and to move up higher. But we'll, gain most of that on the daily, guys. Let's go flip over to the daily analysis. So on the daily time frame, you guys, you see stock price accumulate very nice on that double padded support, marking up a clear consolidation. I mean, a very picture perfect bounce. You get in on the highs and you risk these lows. A very phenomenal risk reward setup. Seeing stock price get the gap up, come down, squeeze up, and we're all the way up here, guys. When we did move up, we were obviously very overextended within this period, having this very clear ascending support with 1, 2, 3 days, 4, 5 days of touch points before sending a bearish reversal sign beneath and dropping below. But we immediately started to form this pennant-like structure, guys. So obviously this isn't much relevant anymore, but it is a good sign to see that stock price, has held up strong since this bearish reversal sign. Right away, analyzing the chart, guys, over the last, really week or two, we've more or less been in a consolidation amongst this range. Sometimes, guys, within these setups, you see very erratic movements within these pennant-like structures, right? You see big moves up, you see big moves down. It's very erratic. It's not really what we're working with here. Stock price is being very patient, getting a big move up here with the false break, but ultimately just being quite timid. So seeing this price action, history often does repeat itself. Immediately, guys, we do feel that stock price will continue to confluence within eventually the apex of this pattern, right at the end where both resistance and support markers meet, where the buyers have to win on this ascending support or the sellers have to win shoving stock price down. So right away, guys, definitely showing signs that we will continue to play out within this structure. It'd be very unlikely that we just completely sink beneath it tomorrow or gap above it. So one more thing that's notable, guys, is not only are we working, if we zoom out a little bit, not only are we working in a pennant structure, but we do have a cup and handle. Starting all the way back here where stock price knifes down, sellers have that very nasty control, guys, showing if they're serious about selling this stock before effectively meeting the neutral zone at this double padded support, right? Buyers start to win in this neutral zone, getting really exciting, pushing all the way back up, right? Roughly to that neckline being that 67, 65, where we did wick out once and twice, right? We met all the way back down, forming that symmetrical, beautiful cup. And now we're forming in this handle formation, right? Seeing that this other, 2 week interval of price action continuation to the upside was leading the dance. This consolidation, once again, centering back to the weekly, is inherently bullish. So definitely seeing more bullish signs for sure that the stock price will break to the upside, but we do remain unbiased. If we do break to the downside, it's very likely we do come and test $46, and of course it's 51.78. Where if you got a clean break to the downside, you should easily be able to move down to this support zone, which is very, very key in the past, guys. So looking right away, on the daily time frame, a very, very simple analysis. Seeing these very, very thin candles, it leads you to believe, guys, that we actually will get to the apex of the structure. And we do have a very high confidence level within that. So honestly, it's all we need out of the daily, guys. Honestly, I'd say over the next week, maybe two, as far as this lasts, expect stock price to just sit and do nothing. So although, we are going to be neutral over the next few weeks, we are inherently bullish, being the prior movement and the structure within this pattern. Looking on the hourly time frame, guys, if you want to be very, very technical, you will say that sellers are controlling the movement, having this very, very harsh false breakdown into an immediate flush right back down to that floor, which has been such a pivotal level for the buyers. Really just loving to step into this area. Previously was the resistance level where we did get the gap up and breakout, right? But it's just been such a critical level. So, if this flushes, guys, obviously we should be moving lower to this blue support zone down here. But as of now, guys, despite seeing, more seller control in this pennant structure, you can't help but see these strong bottom out signs by the bulls getting that 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple bottom on this very, very key level. Now setting a higher low ascending, showing some bullish divergence. Despite setting higher lows in this triangle, of course, it is a handle formation in the cup and handle. Really looking at the hourly, more or less evens out, right? This prior trend centering back to the daily is up. So this consolidation is inherently bullish, guys. So, looking on the hourly, it's not really much we're getting from here, guys. We just get more confirmation that we have a strong read that stock price will continue to play out within these parameters and be very, very thin until eventually getting that breakout, perhaps being, the 26th or the 25th, right down the road, guys, maybe 2 weeks from now. So with that being said, guys, that is the video. As much as I want to make this more glamorous, sometimes we look at stocks and they're simple, man. Seeing this dry liquidity in the very, very pivotal area, it definitely leans to the upside that we will get the breakout, but seeing these structures over the years and definitely seeing a recurring pattern in the overall data is pointing to a neutral 2 weeks forming into the end of this apex where ultimately stock price will have to decide, do we get the breakout to the upside to regain and get over these levels and have a very euphoric movement, or will we get to the end and break down until maybe eventually coming down to the support level and maybe getting another grind up higher, guys. With that being said, guys, that is the video. If you found any value, consider liking and subscribing for more HIMS weekly updates. Really depends how you guys respond to these videos if we continue to cover it. So let me know if you enjoyed the video, man. Have a good day, guys. Take care and peace.